Hello, Fredlings. I'm Claude from Chicago. We are here for real people with real creativity in real time. Fredlings, never give up, and I warn you. And today we are back with the final live stream of Lucky Mountain Zoo. This zoo was first posted onto this YouTube channel on January 6th, 2022, but it was originally recorded back in December, and if not, a little bit of November on Twitch. We live streamed over there at the time. We played on there, and we were making those into videos. So the first couple, I think the first 7 or 8 videos are time-lapse forms of this zoo, but officially was posted on YouTube on January 6th, 2022. So it's been a year and a half. I keep saying 2 years, but it was a little bit more because of the Twitch thing. We have finally finished this zoo to the best of our abilities, and I will say, out of Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, this is one of my most detailed zoos yet. We are actually on the true ultra settings here today, and it gives us some lag sometimes it doesn't, so we will have to bear in mind and see what is going on. And I'm going to go through a walkthrough of the park based off of how we built it. And then after a certain point, we are just going to go in the order that is most reasonable. So my goal is to show this chronologically in order from how we would walk into the zoo, and hopefully do it in order of how stuff was built, and my memories behind that. Yes, we may have to change the quality settings at certain points because it is, very detailed. One of my best zoos yet. And we will go from to the right. We're going to go to the right side. We're going to go through the South America. Then we're going to go up. We're going to go to Asia. Then we're going to go in Liam's Lagoon, do a loop. And then we're going to go outside still, go through Africa. Come back to the front, go see a little bit of the, go through the front through Africa. Go inside the snow building and come on out, see the last bits of America, and then we go to the restaurant and get us something to eat. So I do appreciate every single one of you guys for coming out to the live stream today. Thank you so much for joining me in chat, and let's get to it. So this is Lucky Mountain Zoo. Lucky Mountain Zoo was our second Planet Zoo series, I think the 3rd or 4th. Well, it would be the 6th in Planet overall, Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo. I think that's what it would have been. 4th or 5th, something like that. I mean, because I did 2 Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo series, or 3 Planet Coaster series, and then I did a Planet Zoo, so this would have been like the 5th, right? The 5th one, 6th one, I don't know, something like that. Overall, and it's a little different than Planet Coaster. I will say this: I never actually did make a spawn room for guests to enter in or out until like the end, which this isn't really spawn room. This is just a parking lot, and I know we usually build the parking lots on episode 3. That's just a consistent thing that we do, but I just decided to, hey, we'll just throw one here at the end. I think it was like within the last 5 streams. And the protesters are leaving right now. They were upset that a monkey was trapped, but the monkey wasn't actually trapped, so it happens. But okay, so right here we made the parking lot, and then you can come on inside the zoo. And inside the zoo there are 2 checkpoints here where you can get yourself some tickets for the zoo, your daily passes or information and that sort of stuff. This is extremely designed off of the Indianapolis Zoo. In the Indianapolis Zoo, there is a entrance over here with a lady, 2 people on either side of the glass. The middle glass they don't use for some reason. Maybe that's if it's super busy. But they have it set up here so you kind of just like walk over and grab it. There's no line system when I was there. And then when you walk down the pathway, they want to double check to see if you have your tickets. And then this kind of box is kind of sitting in the middle. So that's where that's originally designed. This original entrance, we didn't really do too much detailing at nighttime, but I do remember this is the one of the few buildings that we actually did incorporate light with, and the reason was because it was at Christmas time. This was episode 2 or 3, maybe it was the original one, but we wanted to do some lighting for the Christmas holiday vibe. So we actually added these nice light bulbs going here and there. And even though we never really get to see it at nighttime, I'm very happy that I still incorporated the lights here at the beginning of the zoo. There is also lighting underneath here, and yes, those lights are floating because if they're up any higher, you won't be able to get any light down here. Inside this building, for the record, this building is a restaurant. This is a information building slash help facility. You know, if you're lost or need papers or any additional information, this is this building, more of an administrative. Other than that, but this is a big restaurant and a gift shop. It has a bathroom, obviously, a restaurant, so you can see everyone making the food. I don't know if I really would want this open now that I'm saying it now. But I was never used these before, so I really wanted to incorporate them in because they were kind of a new piece. And then there's a gift shop here. I don't know how good the gift shop is technically doing. It's making $1,100 a month. That's pretty legit. I don't know about the restaurant. The restaurant's probably doing pretty good. The restaurant's making $5,000 a month. Awesome. But, yeah, that's the restaurant. So you can eat here, you can eat here on these decks or up here, and then inside here would also be additional dining rooms. Based onto the game's performance and how everything can be done, you can't see absolutely jack bling long from those levels, which is kind of like real life, too. But you can sit up here and you can literally eat outside with the family. You can eat on the first level with the family. And inside here, I believe there are some, yes, there they are. There are a few tables linked into this, which would, technically this would be full, but you'd only hook 20 things inside of a restaurant, the tables. So, thankfully most of them sit outside, but you really can't tell if anybody's actually sitting out there unless you're flying above. But good thing we spent the majority of our game in that mode. This has always been a cluster. People always get jammed. Look, there was nobody here a second ago, y'all, and now there's a million people here. No matter what I do, people are getting jammed, and that could, I don't know why that is a thing, but they are. Did that guy just dab? But yeah, for some reason people are getting jammed in there. So let's go back into this mode. Oh, what the heck did I just do? Can I slow this down? This thing is spinning way too fast. Oh, this would have been so cool to have done like 10 years ago. I never messed with that setting in my entire life of that. Okay, I want to go into Explorer mode again. Alright. Now, there's a few signs here that you see that are completely gone. Simon has designed a few of them. You would see those in the original videos. This says, "Welcome to Lucky Mountain Zoo," designed by Moshe. Then another one with penguins over here for Moshe. Because this zoo is San Diego-style zoo. Because they were remodeling it when we originally looked at concept art. But obviously, it's no longer there. There is a information. And then inside here is a staff room. Which I always have enjoyed this game. I'm not going to go through this because I've done it so many times, but, you know, Planet Coaster, Easter eggs there, Planet Zoo, coasters, you know, the universe. I can't wait to see what else they do with the Planet Coaster designs in the future. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I can't wait to see what else they can do. Now, from here to the first place, there was supposed to be some sort of, like, little mini city with some more restaurants and more details like that. I just never got around a chance to doing that. And there was an exit sign as well. And then I made that additional door over there to try to figure out that crowd control, but it never worked. But yeah, there was always supposed to be some sort of like more buildings here to give it more of a city vibe, but we decided to go against it. This is the beautiful main creme de la creme area in our zoo, which we're going to talk about later. That's the main pinnacle of the San Diego Zoo for our purposes, Lucky Mountain Zoo, because it's super hot out and we have snow animals. A big snow animal showcase as well, too, not something just shoved together. This is where we're going to end over here at the raccoons, and we are going to start here on one of our first exhibits. Now, this does have some lighting on it. I don't know how much we're going to be able to see, but inside here in our zoo, we do have these metal figures sitting out here in the woods. You can see the gorilla right there. These bronze statues. There's a couple of them out there. There's just random bronze statues out there in the woods, giving some detail out the front, which we can take a look later. We're going to go to our first animal here, which is one of the giant tortoises we do have, which is the Galapagos giant tortoise. So the Galapagos giant tortoise, we have all those stats, you know, on the page, but it is quite a popular animal, and they always do say that these tortoises are stressed out. We could obviously change that by using, we can change it by using, you know, one-way glass, but at the time I didn't really use too much one-way glass in this zoo. And we do have a baby tortoise in there as well, but from the guest standpoint, you kind of get a good angle of this. But in terms of the tortoises themselves, they have a nice underhanged room in here, which can go out on either side. And then there's, you know, a couple baby tortoises in here doing their thing, walking around their habitat to get some water. Even though tortoises do not use water to go in, they will actually bathe in water, and they will swim in water. Or I mean, they'll bathe in water, but they won't be swimming, right, like a turtle. Now the next animal we do have in here is the Albera giant tortoise. Exactly the same sort of environment. This one only has one out. There's a tree on top of this, which I've never done any design like that since this day. But there's little food hangers here, and the animals can come on in. It is always just so baffling, like, how realistic this game actually is. It literally does look like ultra. I mean, we are in ultra settings, and I don't know why we're running so good today, but these really do look like real tortoises. And I don't think there's been a very... I mean, I've said this in games before, that I thought stuff looked real, but it wasn't. These really do look like giant tortoises, and stuff like that. It's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild how I got these to work. And then let's take a look at this as a guess point of view. If you did get a prime spot, you do get quite a good view if you do get a prime spot. If not, you get an off prime spot. And I did like how we did these custom walls. Those custom walls we didn't do everywhere throughout, based off of time and starting to lag. We sort of slowed that down. All right, next we're going to come out here. We're going to go down to the South America, then to Asia district. You get to see the main building here. We never actually did give it a name, so we're just going to call it the Lucky Mountains Snow House from here. But, yeah, we never did give it a name. So there is some, you know, beautiful scenery on this side with some trees and some water. I'm happy that we did incorporate that in. It did change it up, even though it is all flat. And then we did actually do custom fences here, which I honestly regret, because those took quite some time to do. But regardless, we do have a little pavilion over here to eat some, you know, sit outside and have a little picnic with the family. You would see this really everywhere in real zoos. Now, the real question is for me is, why did I never actually connect this pathway up to over here? Because you would, in theory, have this connect from here to here. I don't know why I never actually connected those up. Because it is supposed to be, in theory, like a shortcut for these people. Maybe I couldn't connect it up because of that reason alone. I just wasn't going to. Apparently I'm using the wrong details or something here. Is it not these tree bark? I think it is, but I think I have something like hidden here. Curb on ground path, railing on ground path. Yeah, I don't know what I'm missing, TBH, but that looks like it's the same thing. I don't know, we're almost done with the series. That'll work. That'll work. Today's the end of the series. That'll work, guy. But yes. Next is the llama habitat. Now, the llama habitat was one of our first budget animals that we added into the zoo. And the llamas are really cute. The brown ones are babies, technically. And the ones with color, the pattern, are the adults. You have a really good view as a spectator, being able to see the llamas. And the llamas, of course, have a golden llama sitting on top of it. And you can see the llamas pretty much from 80% of the view. One of those budget animals inside of it. And I really did like it. I originally thought the first... I know I'm going to say the probably same line over and over and over again. But I did really enjoy how this one turned out for the budget aspect. Hosting Metal Pedal, hey there. I'm back from Postam. Nice. Well, hosting Metal Pedal, I did not watch your stream entirely. But I did see that you were streaming yesterday, and I pulled it up for a few seconds, and I was going to type something, but I just didn't have a chance to because I was a little busy. But I did see you were streaming. What game were you playing? Okay, behind the llamas is our back room. And our back rooms for the staff room, this is our first major one that we done in the zoo with a picnic area for the staff members. But inside here we have a nice custom circle roof with a nice beautiful waterfall to get away from everything. Mask out the sounds of all the animals. And a nice, just sort of pond. Maybe there would be some frogs or some tadpoles in here. Something, or koi fish. Something really soothing. But there is a, every single animal, or I mean every single facility in here for the zookeepers. And that is this. And then there is a little slit holes here for some light, natural light to get these trees growing. So that's what this is. And I really liked how that... Well, I enjoyed this. I think this is my favorite staff room that we've done. It's completely custom, too, for South America, because we wanted that to then, in turn, blend in to our outside habitat, which is right over here where we have ourselves the anteater. We have ourselves the white-faced Colombian monkey. I think that's what it's called. And then we have the tapir. And they have quite a big habitat, but you can see how that building sort of blends into this wall. Unless you really knew what was going on, you can't really see. Okay, what is this? This is called the Colombian whiteface Capuchin monkey. And then you have yourselves the bar tarp. That's the bar tarp. And then you have these monkeys here. Look at them. They're doing their thing. There's quite a lot of them in here. And the anteater, look at this, too. I've never seen the anteater, like, go up. Like that. But this, once again, you get probably an 80% view. There's quite a lot to see here. You can go down in this little pit there. They got water. So you see them swimming in it. Yeah, I'm very happy how this turned out, honestly. This is... And they're all living together, which... Oh my gosh, did you just see that? Oh, man. Oh. And then we got this guy that's bold in front of us, bro. Move. Yeah, wow, this turned out really nice. I really do enjoy how this one turned out. With that being said, there is quite a... there is also an additional view for this animal over here. It's not really the best, to be honest with you, but there is one, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes here. Now, let's read some of our comments. Hosting Metal Pedal says, I was playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. It's actually on sale for only $6. I don't think I like Plants vs. Zombies, the original one, because I think it was 2D. I never seen the 3D one. That's why when I looked at it, I didn't even read the title or anything. I just clicked on it. I saw you were playing. I was like, this is awesome. I'll come back and watch this later. And then by the time I came back, the stream was over. And plus, I was out and about. But I'm happy that you stream it, man. Streaming is so fun. It's so, like, as you know, people watch you here and there, but it's just fun streaming. It feels like you're doing more productive stuff playing on stream than playing by yourself. I will play some games by myself, but I know I play the games by myself that no one will watch. And I've done that because I've streamed them so many times that nobody watches. Speaking of the Total War games. Yo, Rid, Rid says, yo, I'm back after a day. No worries, Rid. Thanks for coming back. We're doing the full walkthrough of the park of Lucky Mountain Zoo. Now, this jaguar habitat is, I think, my best and most favorite restaurant incorporated in a habitat vibe. I know I'm going to say it in a couple of seconds. I really liked how this turned out. I really did enjoy how this one turned out. This jaguar is the only one I think that has its name written on the side. The rest are just used by decals because I did get lazy. But it incorporates vines on the wall, this sort of thing. This building is supposed to be the Rainforest Cafe of Lucky Mountain Zoo, being able to come into 2 different entrances in here, and guests being able to view the jaguar and sit down and eat here in this restaurant. Like I said, looking like Rainforest Cafe, specifically this, and the waterfall, and the jaguar. How much is this restaurant making in terms of sales? Probably, again, a little bit less than $5,000, $4,100. So it's not the best in terms of food, but people are coming here to eat and see the jaguars. Now, the jaguar habitat is, I will say, the biggest problem is I made this habitat too big. It is ginormous, and guests honestly complain too much about the jaguar not being able to be seen. And that is pretty much a fact. The jaguar you really can't see. Jaguars will swim, so they do need some water. They got their own waterfall. They got an Aztec temple. And then, if we keep going through, look at all this detail I put in here. I put some monkeys, and I put another sign. And I actually put the educational sign away from the animal, which I'm not sure why I did that, but I do like how it turned out. There is a bathroom in here. And then I actually added in these yellow frogs. These yellow poisonous frogs. I believe that's what they are called. They are called golden poison frog. And they're having some social issues. Their social group. What is the problem? Oh, yes, they did have babies. I can see that being a problem. They had babies while we were gone. But you can actually see the poisonous frog in here. One of the only habitats where you can actually see these animals, because the other ones are usually just one. But yeah, they're pretty upset that there's so many of those poisonous frogs in there. But we do have an exhibit in here, and I like how that was incorporated with this. Obviously, another gift shop, I believe, or this is information. This is an information bin. And here's the jaguars. The jaguars came out. Look it. The jaguars. There's even a baby jaguar. It is an absolutely ginormous build here inside of this. And if we go over to the jaguars themselves, they do actually... I wanted to go for that ancient ruin vibe. But inside here, maybe the jaguar will bring us inside. They will. Inside is literally just an empty building that is way too big for an animal. It should have been like I did Disney World and made this like... actually like half of the size and all that sort of stuff. But they can, in theory, climb up this temple and do whatever they wanted. It did not need to be this size. Don't know why I decided to do that. This baby is so flippin' cute, isn't it? This baby jaguar, 1 year old, juvenile. If you'd say this person's name, I'll give you $1 million. Just kidding about the $1 million. You can say the person's name. And then there's some additional climbing things on the side because I think they were complaining about climbing, and I just needed to get something filled in and or an additional way to get up. But yeah, that's the habitat here. It's quite. I really do like how it turned out, but and it's shaped like a heart. By the way, I did that on purpose. It's just too big, and guests are complaining about seeing them. So that is that. Next thing is we're coming over to this side. This is the dwarf. And by the way, this fence should go over there. I was going to do a custom fence to bring it to that side. I just got a little lazy. This is the, where is the alligator at? Here it is. This is called the Cuvier's Dwarf Cayman. This is one of our budget animals that we did in a live streams in the morning at like 8:30 a.m. And we built a bunch of them that look exactly the same habitat style and just put different animals in it. The Cuvier's Dwarf Cayman is the smallest. I always forget. The snout is rounded. So does that mean it is I can't even spell alligators, right? Alligators versus crocodile. Alligators have a wider U-shaped snout, and crocodiles have a pointy V snout. So, this is technically an alligator, according to that definition. I believe so. Yeah, it looks like it has a U-shaped snout. But this is the smallest crocodile in the world, right? Oh man, I'm like totally botching this. What does this say in here? It is called a crocodilian. What the heck is a crocodilian then? Is a crocodilian a crocodile? What's a crocodilian? Oh, it says crocodilian. I don't know what that means. It's crocodile. I guess so. I was wrong. So yeah, this is the smallest crocodile in the world. Cuvier's North Cayman. Really small habitat, very repetitive design, which you'll see in just a few moments on this side. This is now a crocodile for real. Look at how absolutely massive this how to pronounce Garnal. I think it's called the Garnal. Or
Gharial.
Gharial. The Gharial crocodile. It is the ones that you would see in the Nile. It is massive. It is absolutely a massive guy there. Look at how big it is compared to a human. They have a little habitat right next to the caiman, obviously. But they are some big boys. I'll tell you that. I would not want to be getting into one of those. But they look more like the ones you would see in the Nile. I think they're a part of South America. This says Asia, continent's Asia. So I guess they're in Asia. Can I see the zoo media map? Yeah, they're found in Asia. So maybe I was doing some... maybe this is all Asia over here? I thought I did South America on this side. I always lose this dwarf caiman. Where did the bling bling did it go? Is that it there? Is it that small? It is. Wow. Wild. It is that small. This is South America. I think that was probably the end of the South America pack. Because I didn't have any more games at that point. Or any animals from that point. But I am having problems on stream connecting being bad. I'll try to watch some tutorials to fix this. Yes, hosting Metal Pedal. Some of your issues may be because you're streaming it too quietly, or you're streaming it too... let me get a... these guys are drowning, right? Or not drowning, they're dehydrated. I'm gonna get them some water, though. I put water in here. Are you guys gonna go get the water? Yeah, they're instantly going to get the water. Yeah, the reason why your stream is probably lagging is connection issues, is because you're probably streaming at too high of a quality. I'm streaming at like 1920 by 10, or I'm streaming at 1280 by 720, which is technically HD, but most other people stream at 1920 by 1080. You should see what your issue is and try to fix that. I always stream on a little bit of a delay, as you guys clearly know. It's like I stream on YouTube's normal stream, which I think is a 20-second delay. But it gives you enough time to get your internet connection fixed through... Like, you're not doing anything, but the internet's connecting and processing it quicker. If you do it more instant... If you're streaming instantaneously response... truly live, it's going to have a lot more internet. You're going to need to have a way better internet. So the one issue I would troubleshoot is stream at a little lower quality. If you're streaming at 1920, go to 1280 by 720. And if those don't fix it, instead of streaming at 60 frames a second, stream at 30 frames a second. Those would be my first changes. Then after that, I would stream on a bit a slower of a live stream. That's not as true in time. That would at least keep your stream live. Because I used to have a bunch of those issues, and that was very infuriating. Now, if we keep going around the zoo, we actually have our first big cat here believe there is only one inside of this habitat. And once again, you do have like an 80% view of this animal, if not more. I just always get them lost. Here they go. This is the clouded leopard from Asia. The clouded leopard, it wants to be a very alone animal. They have a nice, beautiful Chinese style building here. Not saying that this animal is from China, but that is the sort of style that we were going with in terms of the buildings themselves. They are found in the China area as well, so thankfully that just so happened to work out. They have quite a lot of things to do in here. There's a lot of running area. The building itself is also used as a housing facility for where they can sleep in, and they like running through the bushes too. But there is some climbing stuff down here where they can come in here and climb. But these animals get very stressed out by humans, so they want to really come. That's why they run through the bushes and they kind of hide. We're going to continue reading some of these budget animals, and we'll kind of hook ourselves back in just a second. Right over here, another budget animal, I believe, is the red deer. The red deer, let's see where it is from on the map. The red deer is in this part of Europe, Asia, and we did define this as Asia. They're just deer that are red. They don't really look too red to me, but that's what they're defined as. Another budget animal that we did add in is the cassowary. Southern cassowary. Take a look and see where it is on the map as well. Cassowary over here found in Southeast Asia, in Australia, Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia. Cassowaries, I think, are pretty dangerous animals. We can actually see in the Zoo Media map. They have relation to the humans, no, or confident, but guess answer in no. But yeah, cassowaries. What did it say about being green? Did I not read this stat? The eggs of the southern cassowary are pea green when first laid and fade in color over time. Wow, that's wild. But yeah, there is their little habitat there. It's supposed to be budget, it's supposed to be really quickly done. These are animals that would be put into a zoo and then eat it out. Now, this is the ugliest animal that I've ever put into this game at all. The North Swally Barbarossa. The North Swally Barbarossa, very nasty. The males have these fangs that go, or these horns that go up and into their head, and there is that is supposed to be, it's rumored that they would go on top of a tree, hook themselves up there, and then jump on a female to mate. That's wrong. They actually have no idea why their horns are growing like that. But yeah, they're in there and they're nasty. They're pigs. They just look ugly. I'm sorry. Rid says, have you played any horror games recently? No, I haven't played any horror games in a while. I can't remember what the last horror game I played was. Probably was Only Up, would be considered the horror game. Yeah, I don't remember any ones off the top of my head. That's a warthog on steroids. Yeah, that's pretty much, oh man. They're pigs, technically, but they are nasty, man. Nasty. And the island that they preside on, when I did my research for this, they live on, like, a small island here in Indonesia, and there's no one, they're, like, there would be defined as, like, humans. You know, no one's going to be killing a human. I mean, humans will kill other humans, yes. But these pigs are not going to kill each other. There's no natural predators there. And people don't want to eat them because they look ugly. And I think they taste ugly as well. So they're just kind of just chilling. They're just doing their own thing. There's not a bunch of them. There's like 9,000 of them. But they are pretty ugly. Sorry, y'all. I will say that is probably the ugliest animal in the zoo. Let's go over to some better looking animals. Right across this is the giant panda. Giant pandas are also very shy and don't come out of their habitat. I did try to incorporate a lot of coverage for them so that they could actually go outside and not be stressed by inserting these bamboo and stuff like this. Unfortunately, this bamboo cannot be eaten by the pandas, but there are some bamboo piles all scattered throughout with some very nice colors. Very warm, cherry blossom trees. And all the pandas really do want to stay inside of their habitat. We did build a little pit over here to sort of differentiate them so that they can't, like, walk out. And we can actually give them a little bit of lair. Apparently this is too scary for the pandas to go down, so they don't go down. But there is quite a lot of pandas we have in here, and the pandas do spend a majority of the time in here, because they are very social creatures. But when they do come out, they'll run up to the top, and they will grab their food from this food pan. They'll eat a little bit. And I actually never seen a panda really go this far, to be honest with you at all. So I have absolutely no idea. Well, there's actually a panda chilling over here. What the heck? I've never seen a panda go out this far. Oh, this panda has, like, scars on itself. What happened, dog? This panda was getting beat up. What the bling blung? And these wind chimes don't make any sounds, which is absolutely annoying. I don't even know what happened to you. Let's get a vet called out here to check on this panda. Pandas... The reason why pandas are going extinct, for people that don't know, is pandas... Pandas actually have an issue where they can only have a baby or reproduce babies a few times a year. I believe it was they could only have a baby like 2 days out of the year. So if they don't get pregnant in those 2 days, they can't have a kid. So that's what is strange. I mean, it's not strange, but I mean, that's why they're not having a million of them. And having babies in captivity is also kind of impossible, because they have to actually, apparently you can't just, like, give them a child, like, they just do it themselves. Now, when I have it in here, is it slowly zooming out as well? I really wish I knew about this feature a long time ago. Kung Fu Panda, that panda's on a mission. Yeah, but you can see that there. I actually really love how this habitat joint. This is one of my most beautiful habitats that I've made in terms of colors and all that sort of stuff. Now, this is something we built on the stream yesterday. Metal Paddle was here for that, I know for sure. But we built the two... Oh, no, let's go to the red fox, the red panda next. So the red panda, not as much of a viewing area as well, but the red panda, at least you get to see them a lot more. The red pandas are just doing a lot of jumping and hip-hopping and saying hi. Just saying hi to people. They love to hip-hop all around. They got some hiding. They got some places back here that they can go explore by themselves. And they got a little climbing facility as well. There's a one-way glass, so maybe they don't even see that the humans are there. Maybe that's why. This one is standing on its hind legs. Wow. Motion, thanks for coming out to the live stream. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hello to you as well. Do you want to give a massive thank you to Moshe overall at this point? Moshe did gift us all the DLCs for the Planet Zoo series. And if it was not for Moshe, this series probably would have ended a long, long time ago. But this is the red panda habitat. And I did notice this yesterday, thinking that there was a panda that jumped on the roof. But I guess not. That's just a statue that I put down. Now, the next thing that we built were these two animals here. These two designer monkeys that stand on their bat feet. The Saming and the very creepy Lar Gibbon. This is their habitat. We built this literally yesterday on stream. Out of the two streams. They have a climbing facility here where they'll run around and they'll do their thing. It is so that is just so creepy. It's like Jack Sparrow running. Yeah, but these monkeys are just... They really do enjoy climbing. They're very creepy, though. The way that they're standing up on their legs, if you see that there. That looks like a normal monkey. Monkey bars. But yeah, Metal Pedal wanted these in the zoo, and I'm very happy that he forced us to do it. Now, I was very stressing out about placing these trees down and all this stuff down, because based on time. But I shouldn't have been stressing out, because my plans got pushed back a little bit. But it did turn out really nice. And then before we go, we're going to go inside the main building a little later. there is another facility over here to see, staff room where it's roped off, and then a roped off section back here for the staff members. You probably would put some sort of tree in here. So let's grab some of the sort of tree and put it down. I think it would be like a bush or something. Let's find like a big bush. Bushes in this game seem to be very hard to come by. But maybe we'll just do this, I guess. Put a couple of those in there, give it a little bit of detail. But this is more of a staff room area. This is also a side entrance to get into the snow building. Right next to this, so we built this on the earlier live stream as well. I do really enjoy, I mean, I say that about a lot of these habitats. This is really cool. I like how this, this is the south, this is, what is the name technically? This is the Asian small clawed otter. The small clawed otter, not Claude, otter has a viewing facility where you can come on inside, and if the otters do come up to you, you could pet them or whatnot, but there is no physical barrier. Other than that, they have their water. If they wanted to, they could swim out here and go on top. I don't know if they can literally do that based on the heat maps. Technically not, because there's a railing here. If this railing didn't exist, they could. But, you know, we gotta have the railing there for safety, so no one goes in there and drowns. Oh, literally, did you see that? They're right here, so they would have ran across if they could. But that's the cool thing about this habitat. Also incorporated it in the Chinese, Asian-style housing vibe. And our last Asian animal that we built on the second live stream of yesterday was this this black bear. The black bear has these triple entrance doors, and they have these wooden pylons so that they can walk on. Now, I've never actually built the wooden pillars in the water. I don't know if it would be built in the water in real life, but I think it's really unique that I built this here in the water, because usually I would not. Now, are these guys trapped or not? I don't know. Technically, they're not trapped, but you never know about the protesters. They might say so. It's quite a big habitat, so they have quite some areas to run and hide and look at that. And that is pretty much all of the Asian animals incorporated in this area. There is actually, I did forget this one down here. The last one we built was this Asian animal down here a couple live streams ago. The Amur leopard. The Amur leopard is a animal that has a nice big chunk of land, and then they have a pit down here so that they can run around and hide. Now, the pit in real life would be able to be visibly seen by the guest, but considering it is a video game and the angle and the amount of time that I put in, you can't see in the pit, unfortunately. So you just have to kind of like look at it from here. But there is a pit down here that they can run up and down and get some steps in. And there's a scratching pad. If I move these down, can I move some of these down so you can see a little better from how it should be seen? Yeah, you kind of can. You kind of can. It's not the end of the world, though. Alright, but that's officially the end of the Asian animals. Let me get some water real quick, and then we are going to continue playing on. So let me grab some water real quick, Fredlings, and we will be right back in just a few moments. Let me throw on the scenic one, and yeah, BRB. Okay, now, let's continue going on through our zoo, and let's take a look at our brand new additions also from yesterday. If you come out to the back by the Amour Leopard, you can actually, there's apparently a lot of things from going up high that I missed in terms of this grass kind of growing in here. But you can actually see some of the other animals over here, which we'll take a look at later. There's a little side view. But there is a little break point, just like I said right now. There is a break point to get some water, some pop, and use the restroom. This is an outside eating area. There is another one on the exact opposite side. But there's a little viewing area, and what is inside there is a really good question because it is a walkthrough habitat. It is the koala. There are 2 koalas in this walkthrough habitat here where the doors open up. There is the back rooms over here where the animals can, take a nap, eat, relax, get away from the guests from the angle. It's kind of far away. And then you have the main part where the koalas do spend quite a lot of time in here walking and climbing. They have a climbing facilities, some of these wind chimes that make no sound in the game. And it is really nice. And then a little tree feeder here as well. I cannot tell where the other koala is. Oh, there's one and there's the other. But it's a really nice, cute habitat here. It's not that big and there's not that many of them, so I think it turns out fine. Okay, now let's continue walking through our Liam's Lagoon. Liam's Lagoon, you can get there through this way, the main entrance, the side entrance over there. There's actually quite a few ways to get through this place. And we have a mega habitat here with 3 incorporated animals. We have ourselves the red, what is this one called? This is the red kangaroo. Oops. This is the red kangaroo. The wallaby, the red-necked wallaby, right there, that little guy jumping. And then there are emus as well. It is, like I said, it is a big habitat, and they are doing their thing over there, being kangaroos and stuff like that. It is so really nice just sort of being able to come into the zoo and just see the animals as you would do in a normal zoo. The redneck wallaby coming over here, doing its thing, but it is a big, big area. Bigger than probably any zoo would probably normally have. Because this is originally where the red-tailed kangaroos were, and I was going to add the koalas with them. But I was like, you know what? I think the koalas should do like more of a walkthrough area. I think they're more friendly with humans. I'm not saying that the red-tailed kangaroo are or are not, but we can take a look real quick. Not sure if they are or are not. They're confident with humans, and humans can't enter. Okay, so this must have been the habitat that I walked in, was the red-tailed kangaroo. Because I did do a walkthrough habitat in real life, and I think it was the red-tailed kangaroo. You can check that on our Indianapolis vlog on our channel, which is wild. I wish I got more video in there, but those people were yelling at you. Oh, by the way, when you're in the walkthrough exhibits, you can't walk off the pathway. There are staff members in there that will yell at you. And maybe shoot you, I don't know. But this one, we don't have to worry about it. And then there is a little staff room back here with the Asian vibe. Asian style vibe. And then we have all these. It's really a big habitat. Like I said, the water pit. Looks like they're just going to yeet through that water right when I said that. Perfect timing. Some additional food, you know. When in doubt, you got to eat. Oh, look at it. Boom. Look at they're rooming. And there's the emu. The emu's hiding. As you can clearly see, is the emu not hungry? Well, this is perfect timing. Yeah, but that's their habitat right there. Pretty big. Now, on this side, we kind of like sort of put this out of our subconscious, but this isn't really that big. And now the fence doesn't need to be this tall, to be honest with you. I could probably bring the fence down a little bit. Because there is... yeah, let's bring the fence down. I don't think the fence needs to be this tall. Even in a video game, I don't think it needs to be this tall. But we're going to grab all of this, and we're going to bring it down. It's all 2 meters. I think it could be even, like, a meter tall. I think a meter tall might be too tall. But there needs to be another physical barrier here. Because, I will explain it in just a second, 1 meter tall. Yeah, I think a 1 meter barrier. Oh, that looks so much better. But, this is the American alligator habitat. I think it is. We put the alligators in here one time, and is the American alligator. There's not many American alligators in here. You would assume there would be a lot more, just like in real life. But the American alligator have quite a big habitat to explore. I think it's the biggest one on the map. This was for Liam's Lagoon. So it goes all the way around, and it's very calming. But I should have put in like flamingos or the other one that we looked at. Liam just put it in the chat. The crane. Because this is such a big area, you would see more birds in here than alligators. But there are alligators in here, and we'll hopefully see some sooner than later. Now, next to the red-tailed kangaroos, wallabies, and emus is another habitat, which we have the camels. Do these fences need to be this high for these animals? Probably not. So let's come in here, and while we're here during this day, let's make this a little bit smaller. Now, there needs to be a physical barrier because these guys would try to like walk out, obviously. But I think we could probably bring that to 1 meter, and we probably won't have any issues with them. We'll take a check because I don't think these guys can jump. No, they can jump. Okay. Okay, they can jump. Okay, so we do have to keep it up a little bit high. But we are not doing push-ups because that's the name of the animal. We have the addax, we have the camel, and then we have ourselves the Somalian wild ass. Not doing push-ups for that. That is literally the name of the thing. I would say the entirety of the time, the wild bling blong right over there. But this habitat has 3 animals incorporated into it, and it just looks like a very clustered thing. These would have been animals picked up randomly. Zoos getting rid of them. This would have been, we are the sanctuary of picking up these animals. So they're just really random and thrown together. And considering that they can live together, it's supposed to be basic. It's supposed to not have that many details. It is a desert biome as well. But it's supposed to be, they got a bunch of animals. We threw them in here. And, that's it. That's why we named some of these budget animals in budget areas. Because some of them don't need... they're not really high demand on any sort of list. Then there's somebody eating the scarecrow guy. Yes, there should be a rope here, by the way, for this. Let's go find a rope and bring it over there. I think I have it right over here. I do. Oh, man, this is so annoying when I have all these little hiccups. But I guess I didn't really go through and recheck. Click, 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 click. Oops, nope. Click, 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 click. Goodness me. Alright, I'll just grab it that way then. But I do have these ropes here just preventing guests. Guests will not go... Well, guests won't go down these ways because they're staff... Correct. Well, they're staff pathways. So they won't go down here regardless. But if it was real life, curious guests, including probably yourself, might go down a pathway if there wasn't something stopping you to going down it. It's not for us. And then we have the bathrooms, which are in the game. Anybody can get one of these things. The only thing that I customly designed was made this roof longer, deleted these metal grates on the side, and added in some water and some ice cream and some pop. I don't know how good they are doing in terms of money because they're really out of nowhere. But, and some bathrooms, that was Liam's idea to do. And I do think it was actually I do think that was needed. I just completely botched that idea. Next to it is actually our first animal in this, well, it's our last one dedicated, but our first to be seen on this trip is the American bison by V5. V5 been on a been on the stream for. Do these have to go that high? Either of these fences? I don't know. They're bison. I don't know how angry they would be. Now I'm questioning the height of these things, but the American bison, just like in America, needs a big area to sort of graze and run around. One of the only true ones that actually truly like their long grass. Not even myself like the long grass. We're just taking a look on the backside over here by these American alligators. See if we can spot one. Yeah, they're really big. V5 says they really do smell. As you see, they probably can see why they smell. But they have just an absolutely massive habitat over here, so they can graze and do their thing. Here's V5 Fredling's wall. To get on this wall, you just had to come out to the live stream and comment a few times, and yeah, that was the only requirement to come out here. And speaking of V5, V5 joined the stream right now. Now they don't need a tall fence, but a strong one. Okay, that's what I assumed. I knew these guys can't jump, but I was like, height doesn't change that. So let's bring this down a little bit, shall we? While we're here, I can't bring it down on that side because there is like a deadly. Those hyenas, I'm not even going to trust. I feel like those hyenas, if they can't climb, I feel like they would try to climb if they couldn't. So let's bring this down. I'll bring it. I mean, it should be like 6 feet tall, though, TBH. We'll make it 6 feet tall, okay? Still, if this doesn't change the view too much, honestly, the guests still see the animals the same way, but this is a very strong chain link fence, okay? V5, very strong chain link fence. There's 11 American bisons in here. Let's take a look at these because V5 wants to get a smell of them, don't you, V5? Smells so good. The American bisons do smell really bad, and they always seem to have like flea bites all over them in real life. I've never seen a bison without a flea bite. Green Hat Guy, thanks for coming out to the live stream. Thank you so much. We are doing our walkthrough of Lucky Mountain Zoo. This zoo we built over the course of a year and 9 months, probably is more of the correct thing than 2 years. A year and 9 months built this zoo. This is what we built yesterday on live stream. Thank you so much, V5, once again. Even though there are garbage bins everywhere, people still throw their garbage on the ground. Looks like they could not hold their milkshake any longer than possible. Still trying to look for those American alligators. For some reason, yes, the American alligators, you would assume there would be a bling-blong amount of American alligators, but there's only 8. And I think the alligators still hate each other because there is not enough social room. But the American, look at how big this place is. It's absolutely ginormous. There should be like 100 of them in here or something. But there isn't. There's only 8. Probably it's easier to keep track of 8 than other ones, but for some reason, not. Next to it, this is another big animal in Liam's zoo with a electric fence and a big pit here to prevent them from jumping over. Is the spotted hyena. Spotted hyenas, they do this laughing thing, and females are as aggressive as males. I think the females are the popular leader. They fight for dominance. The hyenas actually are not scavengers. They actually are hunters, which is a common misconception. And the spotted hyenas are the smartest animal compared to they said they were what is it in here? Spotted hyenas are extremely intelligent. Their group cooperation and skill learning abilities are on par with chimpanzees. So that's absolutely wild. They have a big habitat here where they can run around and do their own thing. I think I could have probably put more spotted hyenas. No, I couldn't. I can only put these in. The striped hyenas, I can only put 2 in. So I want to get the spotted hyenas so that we could get the most in here as possible. Most zoos around here have them either with steel pipes or logs to contain them. Oh, the American bison. Yeah, the bison, I just have a chain link fence. I probably should have an electric fence of some sort or something like that. But I feel like in the one that I saw, I really want to go to a zoo so bad again. I really just kind of like walking out there and enjoying. I probably should go to a zoo on my own before I have this really chaotic week to get myself de-stressed. I really just want to go enjoy a zoo and just chill and relax. As an adult, I want to do that. So maybe I'll go. The zoo's closed to at like 5 o'clock, and I work all day, so I don't know if that's possible. But I do want to go to a zoo before the summer's over. I feel like a zoo is a very summer thing to do. Ah, yes, throw their trash near the garbage bin because they want to troll the janitor. Right! Next to this spotted hyena is the cheetah. Cheetah, I kind of wish I had like more of a... Guests were complaining about this as well. They can't see the cheetahs. I actually went to the Indianapolis Zoo where you can see the vlog on the channel. I'm gonna say it again, but they had the two brothers and sisters. There was two brothers and I think there was two sisters. I can't remember what it was, but they had two separate habitats next to each other with a tunnel that could go in between each other. They actually had the tunnel shut off, and I don't think I said that in the video, but I did notice it. They had it shut off. But they could, in theory, go back and forth. But the habitat was that big. The Indianapolis Zoo had the biggest habitats absolutely ever. Bigger than these. They were that big. And look at the cheetah jumping up there. Get that meat. Get that meat. Get that meat. But yeah, there should be two cheetahs in this place if I'm correct. Yeah, two of them. I think the other one's taking a nap. Always taking a look over there. Chicago has a nice zoo. Yeah, Chicago has a couple zoos. Brookfield Zoo, I would say, is the nicest one. The one that I always talk about because I've been there the most, and I've been to Lincoln Zoo once. Lincoln Zoo's nice, too, but Brookfield Zoo is like this style, which I'm going off of. I've kind of done that. Fred's Lucky Mountains, or Fredtopia Zoo was actually probably more off of that than this. Because this is supposed to be a San Diego style zoo. This is definitely bigger than either of those. And right next to that, we have the Brady Badley Animates. The lion habitats. Look at this. Big guy. Everyone talks about Simba when they see this. That's like the best marketing Disney has ever done, is going off of animals. Think of a mermaid, you think of Ariel. You think of a lion, you think of Simba. You think of a rat, you think of Ratatouille. Their branding. It's just impeccable. But we have, obviously, Pride Rock there. Gotta have that in no matter how many times you do a zoo. There looks like there's some raw food just sitting out over there for them to eat. Scratching pads and all that. And these lions, for some reason, kept getting stuck. So yesterday I made them a little pit so that they can go up and down. So I was officially done watching them go in and out. And then on the back over here, there is the room. It's hidden away from the guest angle. And I'm very happy that I did it in this way. That it's hidden. It really is hidden. You can't see it there, but that's the back room. And a big electric fence in the background, too. Disney. Normal size people. No! Be five! Be five! Nobody Disney. Can we brand that? Can we brand that? Let's make a damn spoon. Let's make a spork. I've never seen that I've never seen that Toy Story, but apparently there's a damn spork is one. All right, and then right next to it, ending really Liam's Lagoon, is the Sand Cat. There should be a few of them in here, and these guys are really mischievous. They like to escape and run away, but the Sand Cat is absolutely... It barks like a dog, for one, which is scary. But the Sand Cat is just being a Sand Cat, man. It's being cute. There's a bunch of them. I don't know how many there actually is. I always forget. I know I just built this. There's only 2 of them. Alright, I need to grab a Slim Jim. I'm starving, dogs. Sorry, a Jack's Lynx, not a Slim Jim. I am starving, man. Okay. Let's continue. There is an American alligator right here. Perfect. You can see them now. There's a guy right there, too. There's the American bison, too. It looks like he's escaping from this angle. Wow, this is hot! I gotta do a food review on this. I didn't realize. It's the Jack's Link Flamin' Hot beef stick. And it didn't taste hot at all. And then I swallowed, dog, and it was hot. But here are the alligators. Hopefully we can click on one of these. We can see what's going on. They're just chilling in the water. Yeah, it's not hot until you, like, wait. Now, the one thing about alligators and crocodiles, specifically alligators, I know that for a fact, they wait in the water like this, and they're going off of scents. They hear a water cup moving by them, that's when they move their jaw to the left or the right to eat their prey. So the best thing to do around an alligator is apparently not to move the water too much. And definitely do not splash. All right. And then we'll overview this. There's a couple floating pads that these alligators can go on. I've never seen them go on them, but apparently they can. There's also a island up here that they also can go on, and a mud bath that they can go on if they ever wanted to. Never seen them up here. And then this is not per se a boat for the alligators to get into, but there is a little dock here that maybe the staff keepers can go from here to here to get onto this island and row back and forth. This would not be for. This is not a guests are allowed to go in here at all. It's still a habitat. But maybe they could do like a little preview show in here or something. And you'll put like a big Liam's Lagoon. Fred Topia Zoo put like a big piece of meat for the alligators to go up there to eat and make it like a really cool, like a phenomenal, or put some big things in. Okay, let's continue going through our park. Now we're gonna go through our park over here. Another food in and out place. Nothing special there. Still same pops and that sort of stuff. But I will actually go to the front of this entrance so we can continue. walking about. This is the entrance and exit, or this is the back entrance slash back exit of the snow building, which we'll be going into last. But right over here, we have a... Oh, this is like another pop machine bathroom area. This is the capybara habitat. We did go and do the capybara habitat, but I didn't really have a chance to show it off at the end because I actually had to get off the stream real quickly. So we're going to spend some time in here and look at these beautiful capybaras and just watch them do their own thing. Because we didn't have a chance to do that on that one live stream. But another walkthrough habitat where they are just chilling and doing what capybaras do. This one is passed out. Must have been partying too hard. Once you get out of the capybara area, you can come into the big food court that we have where we have outdoor eating and stuff like that. Apparently there's no garbage bins out here. I don't know how I made a... Oh, there's a garbage bin right here. Goodness me. These people are lazy, I guess. But there's also another exit here, so if you don't want to walk through the animal habitat, either of them, you can just walk through the side exits and look in and see the capybaras. If you want to see them from the outside. There's no educational signs, but this is more for people getting just to the food court. And they want to see the capybaras, you can. If you don't, you don't. Some people don't want to. I get it. So we wanted to keep that in here. But this is the food court we built a long time ago. We moved it back in live stream not that long ago. But inside the food court, we have everything that you're going to possibly need. Decals, wall, ATM, Street Fox coffee, Pip Shot, water, Gulpy, soda, pizza pen, Chief Beef, and Hot Dog Squad. Now, you got to remember, this would be just one opening here. One long opening that would serve all 6 products in one spot. Same thing on this side. And then it would be going a lot quicker through. So that's how this would be set up as. Maybe the coffee would be its own. But water and pop would be together. And I think some food and vice versa. Or these would just be just pop. This would just be just drinks, and this one would be just food and drinks. And the reason why I say that is because we had a concession stand, and we had two things, but one was just for drinks, and one was just for food and drinks. So I think that's probably how this would work. This would be just drinks. This would be food and drinks. I don't know. They would figure that out. I'm just a builder. I'm not the manager. But inside here, we have ourselves the Goliath. The Goliath frog, which he is actually right here. Look how big that guy is. Pretty big. Next to him, we have ourselves a snake. Somebody asked us about that. The yellow anaconda. Don't like buns, hun. Sitting in here. We have the... Oh, he's in here doing a wellness check. He's cleaning the glass, if you just saw that. We call this the red-eyed tree frog, which I would call the how would you call it? The Rainforest Cafe frog. And finally, our last exhibit animal in here is the iguana, the lesser Antillean iguana. Before in this game, these animals wouldn't really interact. They would just stay in one spot when they first were originally released for about a year into the game, if not longer. I don't think they could breed with each other. They would stay in the same spot and never move. Now, that might still be the case, but they move a lot more. And then when you come into this area, they'll be in a different spot. Before, they would just stay where they're at, and you had to relog, and when you found them, they didn't really move at all. Also, again, bathrooms, ATMs, and some sitting down benches in here, which people don't really want to go into. These people look like they're glitched into it. Hopefully they'll figure it out, or they're going to teleport it to the beginning. Now, once you leave the food court, if depending on which way you come inside, we go into our next one, dedicated habitat here to Mr. Spooky, which is the Meerkat Walkthrough exhibit. The Meerkat Walkthrough exhibit has a bunch of meerkats running around doing cuteness, and they got these underground burrows. These underground burrows you can actually put on one of those TV signs, and you can actually see them when they're actually alive underneath, which is really cool. I never incorporated that. Didn't even know that was a thing until the other day. But yeah, you could actually hook up a TV and see a live feed if anybody has went inside their burrow or not. And you can put them in a central location, so you can maybe like have a massive just TV wall if you wanted to. That's something cool to think about for another time. Right through there, you can actually walk into the next exhibit right next door. Once again, these are the black tailed prairie dogs. Prairie dogs have a nice big flat area. Once again, I walk through habitat and really appreciate it. That one's going into that into this cave thing. What was it? What did I call it? The burrow, Joe Burrow cave, where they can go inside and see what's going on, and you can get away from the guests. And that's pretty much it here for that. There is that food court sort of area. Bathrooms and pops. These things actually really have been doing good, and I'm happy that we incorporated them in. But guests will come in here, and they will push the button, wait for the pop to come in, grab their little pop, and boom, he got juice, apparently. He got himself a juice from a pop machine, brother. Oh, no, it's pop. That was a water machine. He could have got him as a smoothie, too. I would want a smoothie. Okay, let's continue going around and exploring. Now, I don't think that one was... Oh, this one was dedicated to somebody. I'm so sorry. Last Music was the prairie dog was dedicated to. Sorry about that, Last Music. Let's keep on going, and let's keep exploring. Now we have the gorilla. The gorilla habitat. This one was a Zach Daily Games pick. It was not dedicated to him. The Western Lowland Gorilla. Zach Daily Games asked us to build this on one of our early live streams in the morning, and it turned out very... I think this is our nicest... habitat for a primate in the zoo. The gorillas have a few areas to climb up and down. They have some big trees, a nice sort of hidden away building, but semi-hidden away building. A big pit, and you look down. I kind of incorporated this like all gorilla habitats that I've seen. You always kind of look at gorillas and monkeys down, not at face level. Now, that just may be because of the zoos that I've been into, but that's how I've seen most of the zoos. You know what? No, the Chicago Zoo... Lincoln Zoo, you looked at them at point blank level. But they look so they look depressed. It's so depressing, the Lincoln Zoo. For the gorillas and the other monkeys. It seems like they're in a small spot and there's a million of them. Like, if this was the Lincoln Zoo, this would be inside in a concrete flat room with, like, nothing in it, and there would be, like, 20 of them in there. Yeah, it's real depressing, but this one is not, thankfully. But yeah, you can kind of like look down in there and look at the gorillas doing their thing. And I think this one's going to help them out and pick off the bugs off their back. Eat them too while you're at it, huh? She's pointed up to the side. Say there's some more up there. Then some rocks and stuff. They can't climb on those rocks, thankfully, because they would be easily able to escape. But apparently in the game, they can't escape from that point. Now, and recently, we actually made another couple habitats over here. They were having some bugging issues in the while we were doing it, but this is the mandrill habitat right across from the Western Lowland Gorilla. And inside here, it is a nice, large habitat. You can see significantly how much bigger the male is to the female. They're also glitching inside of each other as well, breaking up that Golby box. And they have a climbing frame, a nice hidden thing in the back because they're a budget animal, but a nice bunch of viewing areas in here for them. The most colorful primate as well, or monkey. I think primate and monkeys are different. Next to them, we have the chimpanzee. Chimpanzees were having a couple glitching issues, so I moved this tree over here at the beginning of today's live stream. Chimpanzees have once again, a nice bunch of jumping and climbing areas, a foraging pit, and some other little things in here as well. Couple good angles to view them from. Maybe not from this angle here if they're picking at a certain angle, but they have a nice area, and then we put a bunch of leaves and stuff down so they could get a little bit de-stressed. Moving forward, we're going to go and we're going to look at the budget animals, and then we'll come back to this side here. We have ourselves the anteater, the... This is not the anteater. This is the aardvark. The aardvark habitat. Once again, budget animal. Pretty simple and laid out, but people are enjoying it. Obviously, Arthur's brother and sister. Next to them, we have the... I always forget these names. The Nolly. The Nolly here. Bunch of them in here. Budget animal. Next to that, we have ourselves the very strange Opeki habitat. Then we have ourselves the Gemsbach habitat. Got a lot of Gemsbach in there. And then our final budget animal is the water buffalo, or black wildebeest. And this does not look like a wildebeest to me, but apparently it is. It's apparently a baby wildebeest. It does not look like a wildebeest at all. So yeah, that is this habitat right now. Alright, but now let's go and look at the way more detailed habitats, and maybe we'll get lucky and see a show. We've seen the show quite a couple times on our last live stream, so if you want to go back over there, you can take a look at those. Can't remember which one it was. I think it was the entertainment live stream. But here, we have ourselves the African elephant habitat, which is quite big. The elephants might not need this big of a fence here, but we're going to do that just because of safety, because there's a bunch of people in here at one time. If there wasn't that many people at a time, maybe we wouldn't need it. But this is the African elephants. All three are females, and all of them should be very highly ranked. We have a golden female. We have a silver female. And then we have another golden female. They were having some spacing issues, so we did bring out their habitat just slightly, but we don't have enough room to get them up, but they're a little bit less anxious than they were before. There's a mud bath over there where they're going to go and play in, I guess. Keep them cool, the mud. They roll in the mud to keep themselves cool. Beautiful. One of the elephants is my favorite animal of all time. I think elephants is a very consistent thing with I think elephants are, a lot of people enjoy elephants. It really does look like you're there. But there is an entertainment point here where people can come on and sit down with the educator. He will come over here every so often. I think that's him right now, actually. I think he's right here. I think we were actually perfect timing to do this. Hold on. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he pushed the button. This just changed. He's like, take your seats. Take your seats. Let's sit down and see the show. So these shows would be, these guys looking for the bathroom, it looks like. But these, this is a showing area, so people will be able to come in here, sit down, and watch the show. And he will just talk about the elephants in depth. And it's shaded as well, which is a really good spot. Now, he's standing here. I don't know why people are not sitting down. Because this place used to be packed. He's not also talking either. No one watched my performance. Do they not like me anymore? No one watched his performance? My pay is fair. I'm getting a little tired. Wait, why is nobody watching his performance? People, this place used to be packed. Why would nobody be watching his performance? There's people right here, brother. Okay, people are sitting down. Okay, good. Here we go. Here we go. I was very curious on why this was not working. And it's not like there's... Like, this thing will be packed. Oh my god, the elephants are coming up. Oh my god, this is a beautiful... This is beautiful. This is, like, one of my... They're right there. But this is a nice place area for guests to sit down and enjoy a little elephant show during their day. It keeps guests off the main pathway. It's not like guests can't come in here and stand on the side while the guy's talking, but it gets them away during the shade. Maybe they'll have 3 shows a day, if possible, at max. But the shows are not just for, you know, making an elephant do tricks, but if you just... I just missed it. But the guy will literally yeet wheat and stuff into the habitat. Right here is... He just threw it in. I don't know if he'll do it again. But he'll discuss the animals. He'll get them educated, the guests. I'm curious. So the show just ended. Let's pause real quick. I actually want to see how much education this did for the guests. All these people that were just sitting down got a nice educated show, and they actually just learned something. So I think if you put more of these shows down, you would get a lot more people educated. There are obviously some reds in there and some other things. The reason why some of these people are green and you don't see them is because we do have educators randomly walking around the zoo at certain points. And those educators will just randomly stop and talk. I actually saw that the first time at... I think it was Lincoln Zoo. I think it was Lincoln Zoo was the one where I saw an educator just sitting there just watching the animals. They got paid to watch and just talk about the animals. Right next to that, we do have the white rhinoceros, the white-horned rhinoceros habitat. Quite a big habitat. They do not have an education center because we have an education thing right next to it. So there really isn't a point to have another one here, but there are some benches, and it is quite a large area for them to go around and do their own thing. But I do like how these overhangs are in here. Very realistic. It gives people a chance to get away from the shade. This is one of the bigger animals. Obviously, people will be coming over here a little bit more than these budget animals. These budget animals, you kind of look just because you see them, but you're not really going to the zoo for them. That's why we have the shade areas, so those people are going to them. Now, this is another aquarium I think V5 was asking me about. This is, no, it's not really an aquarium, but we do have the African penguins here. Quite a lot of African penguins in here. One of the biggest habitats with the most amount of people. It has a private walking viewing area where you actually have to physically come into this area. And the penguins can literally come up to the glass. And there is a frozen ice block that the staff keepers will just drop down over here so that the penguins can eat. And there's water. And there's a feeder here as well. So the penguins can do quite a lot of things. Now, I did build this habitat before they added the submarine underwater things. But the penguins can actually go underwater and swim around. And I actually made a coral reef based off of one of our people in our Discord. I looked at their stream, and I added in a coral reef. I keep forgetting the chap's name. Pavlin S. Pavlin S. Which this is dedicated to. And there's an underwater feeder here that'll shoot off food. Which you would just push a button in real life for that to work. But yeah, there is a under an overhang here. Penguin seems to have like a cave. Seems like there's always a cave viewing area for a penguin. So I wanted to incorporate that in there. Um, this was dedicated to Pavlin S as well. Now, one of our coolest habitats here is the hippopotamus. Liam, obviously, big contributor to this channel, been here for quite some time. The hippopotamus, we wanted to do a multi-viewing area. One of the only animals in the zoo that has a few multi-viewing areas in the park, just based off of time and all that sort of details. This took I think 4 streams overall to build the 2 or 3 back-to-back, and then a couple issues trying to figure something else out, and then another issue that we had to figure out to give it some more space. I think I did that off stream. Maybe I did that on stream. I can't remember. I think I did it on stream, but we have 2 baby hippopotamuses and a big mama hippopotamus back there. You can view them from the base angle there. Liam's having fun. Or you can go underneath the ground and into the tunnel and go and see the vending machine. Come on now. Get some more water pop or ice cream. You're going to see this. Look how detailed this game is, dude. Grab the chocolate ice cream and bring it down. Now the question is, does it always get the chocolate ice cream at the top? It does. But you can see this is a really good investment down here. Now, I don't think it's going to make as much money. It's almost breaking even, though. I'm surprised that this is actually doing that well. I'm not actually, I guess, surprised entirely. But it is nice. But we should look at the hippopotamus. Now, there is an underwater viewing platform for this. In the game, the guests can only come up to this point. But in theory, you would actually be able to walk right up here. There is no hippopotamuses underwater, I don't think, anymore. And plus, that goes pretty far back, so it's kind of hard to see. We just skipped out on the detailing underwater. Probably should have actually invested in detailing under here. But we were having hippopotamus issues with not enough water space and not enough land space. And I couldn't figure those out, and adding rocks in was actually removing space issues. So that's why we sort of negated to get away from that. But hippopotamuses you can actually see underwater. Oh no, you can. There it is. Apparently it's very hippopotamus just must have walked in here. But you can see them underwater, which is very, very cool. Also in real life it would be in a concrete bin, so you would have to see that dirt, which is polluting the water. And then the final viewing area of this is actually, yeah, that's why I said there's quite a lot of viewing areas, is the hippopotamuses. You can look top down in here, and perfect timing. Hippopotamus has just got out. I think it's feeding time. Yep, it is feeding time. And this one was dedicated to Liam. Liam's having fun. So thank you so much again, Liam, for picking the beautiful hippopotamus. There are other hippopotamuses in this game, but we didn't know that until Moshe gave us those DLCs. Now, let's go to the next part of our zoo, and this is going to be kind of wrapping up the African area. This is the Zach Daily Game asked us to build a habitat for the it wasn't the red-tailed lemur. He was looking for a red-tailed monkey or something. There was something, another red or a red-tailed thing or a ring-tailed something else, but we didn't have that in the game, whatever it was. So we ended up going with the ring-tailed lemur. The Madagascar lemur, once again, also picking off bugs off of this female down there, or vice versa. That's what they do as, monkeys. The lemur. So they have a nice big pit where you can look down into, and you can see these animals from quite a lot of angles, and there's quite a few of them in here. So we're going to take a look from another angle on the back end. Now, most people on the back don't probably per se come through this side here, but it's a nice calm viewing area of these ring-tailed lemurs. So that's something to look forward to. And then here's the next animal we'll look at in a second, but the Fredling wall here, Zach Daily Games. So thank you so much again, Zach, for picking this animal out, even though it wasn't your original. Then we got Mr. Busco over here. Mr. Busco, another contributor here on this channel. He's the black-horned rhinoceros. We'll see these animals from another angle here, too. They like to escape. That's why there's so many of these rocks here. But the black-horned rhinoceros, once again, kind of a smaller habitat, needed to fill in a gap for the area. But the rhinoceros thankfully it's by itself. I'm not trying to look at its butt. This one also has scars on it. Just going to take a nap, so we won't be able to see it in its natural environment today, but a beautiful habitat for a beautiful animal, the black rhinoceros. And then our final African animal here, I guess we're going to go to America first, is the reclused giraffe. This is one of the first big animals that you're going to see inside of the zoo other than the jaguar. It doesn't have a hidden area, but it does have a pavilion here. You can also check your height by a giraffe. My friend is 5'5", the giraffe here, and then somebody measure tapes her and says she was 5'6". But the giraffe at the zoo said she was 5'5", so the giraffe at the zoo would not lie to me. I think the other person lied to them. But, yeah. This is the habitat in here. The giraffes are really enjoying this here. There's one male, two females. All, once again, very highest prestige. This is... Oh, I guess I'm wrong. This has an offspring due later in the year, if we had birthing still on. This one also isn't highly ranked. But the male is a golden male. What does that mean? It doesn't really... It means that more people are going to come over here, the prestige, and they're going to want to look at the animals a little bit more than the not prestigious ones. This is actually like a really good screenshot, dog. Look at them. Thank you so much for the subscription, Christy. I appreciate you coming out to the live stream. I hope you are having a great day. Thank you so much for the subscription. So that is the recluse giraffe there. Very big place, and you can see the giraffes from the main entrance here. I don't know if the giraffes need more of a fence than what they do have. They have a glass wall for the last time I saw them at Lincoln Zoo. But the giraffes could come up to you, and you could, in theory, pet them. Did the rhinoceros come out yet, or is he still sleeping? I think he's still sleeping, but I did. This is the one of the last entertainment things here. The guests were really complaining about food and all that sort of stuff. So we added in pop machines, water machines, ice cream machines, and even a hamburger machine. You can push this button from this hamburger machine, and you can get yourself a hamburger. It's making us. We're in the green, and you can get yourself a chief burger, or you can get yourself a bean burger. I shouldn't even allow people to buy bean burgers, to be honest with you. Ice cream, we should talk about the ice cream. Moon Dust Vanilla, Solar Fair Strawberry, and Green Goo Mint Ice Cream. The pop is Gulpy Energy Small, and then Gulpy Soda Small, and then you have the water, which we looked at earlier, which the water is not making us any money at all. Small water, original orange juice, or original juice, and original smoothie. But yeah, these are making us some big chunks of money. Not chunks of money, but it's also keeping people together. Look at these guys; they're not very happy. Thirsty toilets. They need those sort of things in here. The scenery's not too high, but scenery affects if they want to use that vending machine or not. But look, people can look at the giraffes from this angle too, so they really don't have to come in. Now we're coming back out to the main entrance, and I want to look at these. I said we were going to finish off with these, but we're going to start with these. We're going to go to the back of the zoo and work our way in. But there is the red fox. The red fox has a very unique small habitat here where you can view on in. I think they're going to get stressed out. We should have made this with one-way glass, but we didn't. Just a normal glass wall. We made some custom pillars in here with some educational speakers. Not that long ago we had those educational speakers in. That was in the chance of boosting the education But we sort of gave up on that a couple days ago once we started lagging a lot. And now we're not lagging, so now I feel like I kind of rushed through this a little too quickly. Next to it is the raccoons, also one of the first animals that you could see in the zoo. Raccoons have a big curved habitat here where they can come on inside and do their raccoon things. Not superly highly wanted to see animals, but that's why they're at the beginning of the zoo, because the people are going to come into the zoo originally to see the big budget animals, like the giraffes, like the elephants, like the koalas, like the penguins, you know, those sort of things. They want to come in there and see, and the jaguars, they want to see that, and we want to try to get as much people drawn off into different areas as possible, so that the stress is not all down the middle and jammed up. Now this is the main entrance. We're gonna go out the main entrance in a second. So let's go into the back of the zoo. I'm gonna go in this way, and the reason why we're doing this, because I did this, I wanted to sort of reminisce in a certain scenic mode and a certain scenic way. So the last live stream that we did, in the last animals that we put in, we did return the Dale sheep. The Dale sheep, we needed to get another snow animal, and there really wasn't any other. We finally returned the baby and got another mama for it inside here. That was the last animal we actually put into the zoo. On this side, we built the lynx. The lynx over here has quite a beautiful habitat. This was originally the polar bear. The polar bear had to get moved because the polar bear was quite depressed in its size. Apparently this was not big enough for the polar bear, for one of them. So we had to remove them. It's very strange because in real life, at all the zoos I've seen, the polar bear has been shoved into pretty much a small area. But in this game, I gave them a very nice area, and they were still depressed. So I'm just very curious about that. We do have some lynx in here, which is very highly detailed inside, with real trees and plastic trees and stuff on the outside is what I would say. But you could actually have real trees in here with some snow and that sort of stuff. Now, there is a way to get up to the upstairs floor. There's a bathroom hidden here. But you can go up these stairs here, and you can view... Oops. I always forget going up these stairs for some reason, and the game is a little buggy with going up the stairs in this mode. So let's see if we can go up like that. There we go. Nope. So close. Oops, this tree is sticking out. Good thing I noticed that as well. Let's take this tree and tuck this into the ground. Now tell me I can get onto the this area here. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it that way, so I'm going to have to come through a little bit later and show you. But, yeah, you can view it from the top, which we'll look at in just a second. But those are the lynx. Right next to the lynx, giving me a bunch of issues, is the reindeer. The reindeer's been giving me some issues. Very long habitat in here for them. And there's quite a lot of them. This is what I'm talking about with the gorillas. It's kind of sad and depressing that the reindeers only have this small area. But that is the reindeer in here. Yeah, that's kind of like what the gorillas are. Next to that is another big animal that we built a long time ago, is the moose. The moose, there's too many mooses in here, I think. Again, once I accidentally turned on the breeding, we had a lot of issues, and a lot of animals got bred in that we didn't need, and that was with the hippopotamus exhibits. That was a big cluster of issues. And then on the other side, we have the Arctic fox, which we're going to dedicate and say to in a second. The Arctic foxes are very cute little animals. There's not that many of them. It looks like they're burrowing underground looking for some snow, just playing around. Jumped in that hole. Yeet! Did you see them? Yeet! That was so cute. Yeah, that is really cute. So, they got the Arctic foxes in here. Nice, beautiful habitat as well. It's on a corner piece. But this one is actually dedicated to, where is the sign? This one's dedicated to Metal Pedal himself, who's in live stream right now. So thank you so much, Metal Pedal. A long time ago we built this habitat, but you can view it from the bottom or the top of the habitat, which is very, very nice. I really like how there is snow and colorful trees and vines and all that. It's a really cool habitat, and I'm happy that we got to dedicate that one for you. Before I do forget, let's take a look from the top down of these. Now, some guests do want to come up here and see animals. Sometimes they don't, and I don't know why. I think that's part of the game. So I did add in these vista points and these photograph points so that guests will come up here and want to take a photo of, like, for example, the tree or the wall. I don't know if this one has a direction here, but you can set a focus on something like this rock here, and guests will come up here to look at Tundra Rock 8. They'll take a photo of it or whatnot, but at least it'll give you some visuals there. We also have 2 elevators in this place. This is obviously 2 for the level 2, but these were elevators that I did customly make. They don't work. They're just literally a wall, but it is an elevator that you can go up and down so that we are MOSHA certified in this building, so we don't get in any sort of trouble. You can also see the reindeers from the top down. You can see the mooses from the top down as well. Then you could see the metal pedal Arctic foxes from the top down. And then there's benches and all that sort of stuff too. So you can kind of relax and stuff like that. Apparently this side I kind of gave up on the benches. I noticed that yesterday as well. I think because I was going to do more of them. But we'll add in a few benches in here to give some details. And then, do I have any garbage bins? I do. Don't know why they're not placed down. And why is there a random box up here, too? Why is there a random cardboard box? I don't know why it's here. I think that must have got yeeted up here by this moose accidentally. No, that actually was just accidentally placed there. That's wild. Alright. That is very strange. We'll put some bins up here, too. And I don't know if I made these flowers all one piece or if they were 2 pieces and I put them together. They are. It is 2 pieces that I did put together. But I did make these custom little pots. So we can pop the color off. It just, you know, just adding a few of these in really does change your zoo to the next level. It's not much more, but it gets rid of that gray wall that was just persisting there. Alright, let's continue and let's keep walking on the top. We'll look at the mooses from the bottom. The mooses has some inside eating areas as well in the corners. I did that in our last zoo as well. So if you did want to come inside here, they're jaguar benches, but nonetheless, you can come in here and see the mooses from these angles. And you can eat down here. There's also a little coffee machine in here for you want to get your Street Fox coffee since 1994. Not making us or losing money on it, but you can get yourself a canned latte, a canned caramel latte, or a decaf coffee. And then on the upstairs as well, an elevator with some ice cream machines and all that sort of stuff. I don't know if you would want to eat ice cream in the cold, but the guests are also agreeing that you don't really want to do that too much. Okay, let's continue moving on. We have if you go to the bottom here, we can go to the main entrance, and we're not going to look at the main entrance stuff right now. Didn't know what to put in this room. Probably could have added some more tables and benches in here so that guests could sit down and relax. I don't even think I customly designed that at all. But let's see if I can put some benches in here. Yeah, I didn't even design it to be done that way. So, but yeah, there would be something in here. Maybe some sort of photo wall or something, a unique center. Some of these things in real life, you would just see empty walls and stuff. Like, if you go to the zoo, you would see stuff like that. Maybe they would have a show or craft show, or they're selling random merchandise, and then the next week there's nothing in it. One of those temporary rooms. Bathroom. But you can go up the stairs here, and you can actually go up the stairs. Sorry, I'm getting a little confused by myself. These are custom railings that I did. And you can look inside the penguin habitat, which we were going to look at last. And you can go upstairs, and you can also, once again, here's another photo spot. People can come outside and overlook the Lucky Mountain Zoo entrance with the vista points. They can also sit down and eat here as well. They want to see and eat inside of the front of the zoo. Or they could sit here and look inside the zoo and look at the beautiful penguins. But we can go back down once again. And we can go inside here, which we can actually finally once again walk. And we have fantastic hats where people can get their cool little hats. Looks like Karen heads, those lion heads. ATM machine, a pop machine, a fry machine. What kind of fries can you get? You get small fries or small spiced fries. And you can come in here and you can sit down and eat with the family. It seems like nobody ever wants to sit down in here and eat. And I don't know if there's any garbage. No, there's a garbage bin right there. But I don't see really anybody sitting in here eating. Right when I said that, that lady's sitting down with her fry and her pop. She is going to be going to town on that. Now, we have another animal dedicated here to Simon. One of the biggest signs that we have here, which I started duplicating to all other areas. Simon had the an educational sign here on, I think, this one here, talking about Wars the bear. I think it was a Polish bear. I can't remember the exact name. But the bear worked in World War I, carrying artillery shells into the front lines. It was a Russian bear, then adopted by the British, or maybe it was the Polish, I can't remember. But they would carry artillery shells. I think it was British, yeah. Artillery shells to the front line, but that sign got lost in my new PC build. So thank you so much again, Simon, for this. The bears, the brown bears can go up and down inside of this habitat, and you can view them once again from multiple areas of viewing from the ground level, and then there is a ramp here. Please do not fall off. A ramp level so you can go down. And the only animal inside this that actually is a custom-built cave by me. It took me quite some time to build this cave and get it to work. But it actually goes underneath the pathway, and the animals have their own room, which we'll actually be able to see in quite a couple minutes from now. But the brown bears have their own room. I don't know if this is a baby, but they could be. Nope, that's the mother. It's just that significantly smaller the female is. Nice glass roof. And this can also be seen at nighttime. We usually don't see these at nighttime, but we can look at it at nighttime, and the facility should be pretty well lit. But remember, most of these things would be not seen. I do not like how thin this wall is here. That's why the other side is a lot more improved than this. That's why there's an upstairs walking spot as well. This was... You'd see how the building has changed throughout how we've done them. Okay, next. We're actually going to keep it here at nighttime. There's a bathroom over here as well. But this is Moshe. Moshe actually bought us all the DLCs in this game, but this is the first DLC that he did buy for us. It is the walkthrough habitats exhibits. The first walkthrough exhibits in this game could only be done for exhibit animals, and it could only be the bats. And it was pretty I was like, it was okay, that's cool, but we wanted some other things. Planet Zoo over the course of a year and 9 months, obviously incorporated in much more details. But this is the bat exhibit in here. There's a talking point for a educator in here. An educator can come in here and do a show whenever they feel like. But this is the Egyptian fruit bat. They fly around in here, do their own things, and you would see these plastic door hanging things to keep the air in, and specifically the bats. But, yeah, there's a couple Egyptian fruit bats in here just chilling, doing their own thing. And it looks really nice how I kind of designed it. We'll turn the light on as well so you can see a little bit better. But, yeah, it's really, really cool. And then this is their housing unit in here. You can't build this yourself, the boxes and the stuff that they hang on. You can only just turn things on and off. But I did incorporate all these rocks in here. It's just an empty box other than that. And then on the outside over here, there is a little playroom for the kids. These would be fake stones, rubber stones. You would see in like an old mall or at a park, and you can jump on these and play around on these. This would be a little playroom for the people. And then I don't remember what was in here, if that was just I built that because I wanted to. I think that's what I did for some detail and some design. But yeah, so they can play in here and do their little things as well. Now, let's take a look on the back side of this habitat here. This is the staff-only area. This is, we built this on a live stream, but inside here, you can actually, let's turn the time to back to being day. This is the brown bear habitat, where it actually has a underground cave. Now, each side of this building, because it's snow, has its benefits and its drawbacks, but I do like how this, even though there is a lot of walking issues in that room, I do like how I did actually spend the time to make this custom cave. It took me longer than I would have liked, I guess, at the time, but I really, really like the cave. It just makes this thing pop off. I know I've been repeating my lines from here on out, and now that I say it, it's probably going to get even more repetitive when you hear it. Just very custom brown bear habitat. Over here, we made a little staff room and stuff like that. It has all the facilities inside here. It takes care of quite a lot of the exhibits and the animals. I know I didn't really show much of what's inside here, but I showed them throughout the series. There is some additional doors so that they can go outside, for example, here. And they can go to the capybaras. They can go into the exhibit animals. They can cut through. They can also walk through the back end on this side and go through all the other animals like the African elephant, the rhinoceros, the giraffe, and the gorillas, and all the other animals that they're linked to. And it's just all right here. So that's that. And then we're going to go to our final animal here in Lucky Mountain Zoo, which can be walked through this pathway here. I kind of want to show you the other thing, though, first. All right, everyone look down. No, well we're gonna explore it. We're not gonna skip around. There is a restaurant here which is doing quite fantastic. Not as much money as I think it would. There's only 9 tables linked to it. Maybe that's why it's not doing as good, but it's still doing pretty. It's always packed. But there is a restaurant here and a bathroom. Again, there's a couple of bathrooms in here, obviously. But this is the first habitat, the first mega habitat we built. I think it was in episode 3 or 4. The penguin habitat, and it is by far my favorite habitat, my favorite thing. This is the prime reason why you'd be going to Lucky Mountain Zoo, is to see the king penguin. The king penguin here. There's quite a lot of them. We also turn on the breeding for this as well. Archie was the first animal ever born into Lucky Mountain Zoo. And we could probably find Archie today because Archie is still alive. But we have a food eating facility here so people can sit down and dine. It is all lit up at nighttime. We did customly change these paths not too long ago in the zoo. But there's a walking path over this, and you can look inside here, and you can see these penguins chatting and chit-chatting. Sophia is a gold female. Beautiful. Just beautiful king penguins. They're walking in their flocks. There's quite a lot of penguins in here. There's walking pathways from the back over here from the lynx and the Dale sheep. You can walk up through this facility here, and you can go up and around. You can also come from, the brown bear habitat, or you can come off from the reindeer/moose exhibit, and the other side entrance for the place is right here. If you remember these, the red panda and those other monkeys. So there's quite a few places to get in it. This is the prime spot. You can walk up this ramp here, and you can see the king penguin, and you can look down from the pathway here and see all of this. There was this is why, because it was 2 Christmases ago, I actually saw this with Noons 87, a real penguin, a snowman penguin, and I rebuilt the exact same snowman penguin we saw together in Planet Zoo, which is awesome. Which also lights up. It's a little creepy, though, to be honest with you, in the game than real life. Real life, it looked a little bit nicer than that. So you can see them from the top. You can see them from the human perspective over here, where you can walk down and you can see the penguins on a one-on-one level. And then, this was the first one that we did in this zoo. You could actually see an underground feeder here, where you can see the penguins swimming underwater. Now let's go to nighttime. And let's see the penguins at nighttime, and then hopefully we can try to find Archie. Down here, it's pretty much impossible to see at nighttime. But you can see the penguin. Oh my god! There goes the penguins, the king penguins doing their thing. They were just really enjoyable. You can see that the restaurant is very lit up, as well as the main building, too. We were gonna do all lighting. Then I realized that most zoos close by 5 o'clock, so there isn't really a point of doing that at all. But I do want to see if we can find Archie himself in this zoo still. Archie was our first animal ever born, and we got Emma. It was Emma and Noah produced Archie. They were the first animals to conceive a baby into the zoo. And Archie should still be in here somewhere. Archie should be an adult, though. Emma, Noah, Mila. Archie! Archie is 8 years old in the game. A bronze male. His mother is a gold, if I'm correct. Let's take a look and see what their mother and father are. Nope. Emma's just normal. And, what about Noah? Is he anything? Noah's a bronze. Noah is significantly older than Archie's mother, though. Well, not much older. I guess maybe 4 years, 5 years. If somebody else wants to do the math. But there's Archie. And let's click on Archie here. So Archie's doing his thing. We're going to watch Archie do his thing. Archie, you can look at the stats and the genetics. The appeal is bronze. So he's better. His physical stats, he's 1 meter tall. He has 1 offspring. He has escaped 1 time. So Archie is a father as well. So congratulations, Archie. He's bonded to Maya. Congratulations. And their current mate is Maya. They're in a colony. Together, obviously. But I don't know what is their baby. Stud book. You can see the parents are Noah and Emma. I can't believe I remember that. Their siblings are Chloe and Emma. Emma's a bronze, and their children is Mackenzie. That's so cute. Where's Mackenzie at? Mackenzie swimming around as well. So cute. That is pretty much it. There's a couple things that are sticking out that are not in their environment, but that's from the walls. I do want to see Archie one more time, though. On the camera perspective here. Look at beautiful Archie. He was our first animal ever born in the zoo. He will always be my favorite. King Penguin. He's just chilling, doing his own thing. I think he's going to take a nap. It looks like they're all going inside to take a nap or go to eat. They're doing their waddle. Their waddle, 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 waddle. There must be food or something over here. They are taking their sweet time. And then here's the back rooms for them to take a nap and do their sort of vibing. And then we'll take a look at the last Fredling wall right here, which is for hey, here's the food signs and all that sort of stuff from the main entrance, and the penguins, and then dedicated to Noons. So thank you so much, Noons, for picking this out. And I do want to give a special thank you to every single one of you Fredlings for coming out to this Lucky Mountain series. 56 episodes is just astronomically. It is just it is a really, really big feat. I haven't done very many series that have went over 10 episodes, let alone 20 episodes, let alone 50 episodes. So I just want to give a special thank you to every single one of you Fredlings that have enjoyed this series, through the Twitch streams where they originally started off, then to YouTube videos, then over to YouTube live streams. I will never forget you guys, and I will never forget this series from just playing this overall. It was the biggest zoo that we built. It is the nicest zoo that we built. It is one of the nicest parks I built, including Planet Coaster. The only other series that has ever went longer is, I think, Fredcraft. I think Fredcraft is actually the longest series in this game, or in overall. I don't think there has been anything else that has been longer, except and then this would be number two, I believe. Maybe a couple Planet Coaster ones went a little longer, but I think that is I think that's probably about right. So I just want to give a special thank you to all of you that have came out and just supported throughout the entirety of this series. I want to start off with some of the people that have watched today's live stream, and then I'll go back to special contributions after this. Hosting Metal Pedal, V5, Moshe, Rid, and Green Hat. I don't know if I said that. Thank you so much for coming out to today's live stream. That means a lot to me coming through the walkthrough and watching this live. I do greatly appreciate that, and thank you for the support throughout the entirety of this series. And I want to give a special thank you to the people that have an exhibit named after them in some sort of capacity or some sort of way. I'm going to forget some, I'm pretty sure, but I want to give a special thank you to Liam, Zach Daily Games, Mr. Busco, Metal Pedal, V5, Noons. I was pretty good up until that point. Now I got a little sidetracked. There was two other people. Let's just look at their names. Mr. Spooky and Last Music, and I think Mr. Dark was one of these as well. I can't remember where Mr. Dark was. Obviously, Moshe too. So where did Mr. Dark go? I gave Mr. Dark. He's the only person that got two of them named after him. But I cannot remember where Mr. Dark's habitat was. I do remember it. I thought it was upstairs or something. Maybe it was downstairs. But Mr. Spooky and Mr. Dark are the same person. I just don't remember where his name was. I think Mr. Dark will remember, though. That's an Easter egg. You got to go back and watch one of the live streams. But yeah, I do want to give a special thank you to all those contributors for helping out and just, supporting and watching the streams live and commenting and all that sort of stuff. I do greatly appreciate that as well. I also want to give a special thank you to everyone that did watch the live streams live or post by skipping through them, watching them at full length or whatnot. The entire playlist is in the links in the description down below. So if you do want to take a look and watch this series, you can watch it in its entirety right there in chronological order for you. It'll be named complete later today, if not at the end of today's live stream. And I will have this entire zoo on the Steam Workshop underneath Claude from Chicago, Lucky Mountain Zoo. So if you do want to come on in here and build or see for yourself in depth, you want to see what the zoo looks like, you want to see how to do it, you want to make improvements or add on to it, because there is quite a substantial lot of room, and there are some recommended points, I guess you would say. You probably would build some. Well, I kind of built it in pretty good, but if you want to do that, I'll let you be your own creative mind, but there is quite a lot of land still to go. Let's take a look at the zoo one more time. It was supposed to be always viewed at nighttime, and then I decided, no, let's change it away. There really isn't that much light. As you see where I stopped doing the lights and sort of stuff over here. The jaguar habitats and the jaguar exterior looks really nice here. Looks real nice. Oh, the jaguar just jumped onto the top up here. They're eating their thing. Even the baby jaguar. The cutest little thing. Eating the blood pumpkin. And then the main building, the main feature here in Lucky Mountain Zoo. And then finally, I do want to thank all of our financial contributors and supporters through this series. All of our Patreons that made this series possible, making it financially funded. Liam, Zach Daily Games, Janko, Meep, and Cripsa200. And then our tip donators, Zach Daily Games, Liam's Having Fun, Sap Daddy, Janko, Navy Snow, Kylie, One Up Games, and Glitched. In addition to those financial contributors, the merchandise holders holding Zach Daily Games, Liam's Having Fun, and Glitched. Thank you for your financial contributions to backing this channel and the live streams as well. That is going to be all the time we have here for Lucky Mountain Zoo. I want to thank everyone once again for all your support. It will be on the Steam shop and linked into the description of this live stream within 24 hours of this being live. So feel free to download it, play it, and do whatever. Everything was done in-game with no mods. All of this was done creatively with the base game items with all the DLCs. Again, I want to give a special thank you again to a financial supporter, Moshe, for getting us those DLCs and making this series possible. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and have a great rest of your time. We will still be live streaming other games here on this channel. We will be playing Planet Coaster, building a history theme park, and it is right about time to be returning to Fredcraft Season 2, which we did lose some progress on, but we have a lot of recovering to do, and the Fredcraft series have been going to 100, so we have quite some time left in that game. So thank you so much again for watching this series. I hope you enjoyed for real, and thank you so much again for everyone that has supported by liking, commenting, watching, donating, and all that sort of stuff. I am Claude from Chicago, and remember, a real friendly makes their own luck. Bye!